let's do this. I'd like to welcome Park City Mayor, a good friend, an incredible leader, and one of the main reasons we're here today, Andy Bierman.
Okay, good morning. Big welcome and happy Climate Week. I am Andy Bierman, Park City's mayor, and I'm thrilled to have you all here today in our town to enjoy the summit. And we had planned to dial you up some perfect fall weather, beautiful colors and tacky trails, but it is the mountains and the snow arrived. The irony will probably not be lost on our skeptics and critics. But I'll consider it a sign of what we want to be reminded we're trying to save. So I'd like to begin with a big shout out to Bryn and his wife who's here as well, Jackie, because without them we wouldn't be here today. The two of them led a group of local activists that I like to call the Climate Army to push our city council and our community to step up our action on climate. They came in with their young children and they said, we must do something, and they were successful. And so we literally would not be here today without them making this a priority for all of us. I'd like to kick this morning off with one of our youthful leaders, and I say that in a global sense, Greta Thunberg. She's got some strong words for us, which hopefully some of you have seen already, but we're gonna begin today with that.
To have a 67% chance of staying below a 1.5 degrees of global temperature rise, the best odds given by the IPCC, the world had 420 gigatons of CO2 left to emit back on January 1st, 2018. Today that figure is already down to less than 350 gigatons. How dare you pretend that this can be solved with just business as usual and some technical solutions? With today's emissions levels, that remaining CO2 budget will be entirely gone within less than 8.5 years. There will not be any solutions or plans presented in line with these figures here today.
Okay. I don't know how that makes the rest of you feel, but I can't decide whether to cheer, to cry, or feel guilty when I watch that. I think probably a little bit of all of it. It reminds me of my own youth. In 1989, I was studying to be an outdoor educator, and it's the first time I ever heard about global warming. It was a time when there was a whole parade of horrors facing the planet. We talked about holes in the ozone, strip mining, global deforestation, acid rain, and the thought of global warming just seemed like yet one more thing we needed to worry about. And back then as a youth, I was angry. I was disappointed in our leadership, and I remember writing many letters to then President Bush, asking him, begging him to take action. And they were mad letters, they were aggressive letters. In fact, when I go to DC nowadays, I sometimes wonder if I'm on a watch list. But watching Greta, I realized that 3 decades later, I'm now one of those leaders that might be failing the next generation. Winston Churchill is one of my favorite politicians, and he's got a lot of quotables. He was a man of great courage, and he would say about anything. But he used to say, America always does the right thing after they've tried everything else. And I think we can say with climate change, for 30 years we've tried everything else, and now it's time we do the right thing. The MT2030 Summit is intended to inspire, to share ideas, and help us set big goals. Collectively, we have a stronger voice, which is why we organized the summit, to bring us all together. I'm particularly encouraged to see our largest resort operators here to collaborate and share ideas. We know they can be fierce competitors when it comes to business, but this shows how important this topic is, that they can put their competition beside and work to collaborate and partner. It also says a lot to us as resort towns and mountain towns, because there's little we can do without the support of the snow sports industry and resorts. So I want to come back and conclude with Greta. She says, hope is not a plan. I agree. So I think we need a plan that gives us hope. She also says, how dare you? My answer, we must dare to do more. So thank you for being here today. We're excited about the summit, and I'm going to pass you off to one of our organizers, Luke Carton, who has a lot of thank yous to spread around. So thanks.